Yeah, okay, mate. Let's look here. Sand, you've been holding since point 40. Yeah, very well, very good. This is, it's a bearish weekly stop hunt here. Not good in the near term, but that's okay. That's not. That doesn't mean it's a bad coin. I just want to go back here, for example. Now you can see in this uptrend, in very strong uptrends, you can get these bearish stop hunt rejections, and they can cause large flushes. But eventually you can get that move back to the upside. So it's not dead in the water. This one also is a bearish stop hunt right here, and there'll be many more examples of that. Of course, here's one right here. I would probably say that this is more of what you should expect in a way, maybe a little bit more downside, but this is a large candle. Is it going to come back to your 0.4? I suppose that's the main question. This is technically building a weekly apex. Sometimes in very deep corrections you might come back down there, but ideally in an apex you want to hold above this white 100, because this white 100 is now going to start to rise slowly. Of course, as a weekly chart, it takes time, but nice volume on the breakout. There's a weekly apex. It's normal to reject here. I need to look through the rest of the time frames, but this is exactly what you want to see in theory to try and get a move higher. It's a deviation below lows, bullish candle there. You may need patience, but this is setting up for if all goes well. Look at the yellow 9 EMA here. It's setting up to break the yellow 9 EMA, and if it does break the yellow 9 EMA, I suppose you could start targeting up here. But how deep is the correction? How deep is the dip? You're holding since 0.40, 0.4. That is a decent area. Now, of course, it's always a shame that you're not holding from 0.25 or something down here, but it leaves you a little bit vulnerable, because sometimes the corrections can be a little deeper than you want. But if this is a true apex, price should not stay down in this level for very long, right? In real apexes, it probably shouldn't stay down there for very long. It should get bought up a lot quicker and start holding some strength, probably down below this candle somewhere here. Where is that? 0.50? Yeah, maybe around 0.50 or whatever. So if you could have taken some quick profits up here if you wanted the quick profits, but obviously you want to take the risk and try and hold into alt season if we can get it. You could take the risk and try and hold it with I don't know if you want a break-even stop or you're willing to add lower. I'm not sure. Like, are you willing to build a position to try and hold into alt season, or are you going to have a break-even stop on this? You kind of need to decide that for yourself before it actually happens. Like, if we do look here now, this is absolutely fantastic. This is exactly what you want to see. This is a yearly chart on sand. This is a bullish yearly stop hunt, and we are now flipping green on the year, at least attempting to flip green on the year. It's likely not, well, it's probably not going to do that much this year. It's next year that is probably going to be very important. If this can move and move well, this is exactly what you'd want to see so far. But you got to be prepared that dips back down to fill this wick on a new year. Well, you can see where I've drew that. That's down to 43. Okay, so you're potentially in a fantastic place if this can play out properly and play out in a bullish manner. Then you could also try and trade a new yearly candle. You could maybe buy dips on a new yearly candle, or you could add to your position, as long as things are still holding up and looking well. If things are extremely strong, it may not get back down to your 0.4. It is hard to say. These alts are very volatile, so sometimes they dip further than you expect, and other times they're way stronger than you expect, and they don't even let you in on board. But it's important to understand the structure of the chart. This is now a bullish yearly stop hunt, which is exactly what you want to see. So can we hold? Can we continue to push up? Can we get an alt season? Well, let's hope so. I mean, Bitcoin's at its all-time highs. Every other time Bitcoin's at its all-time highs and broke out, we have had some sort of alt season. There is videos there today. This is fantastic here. Look at this 6-month candle. That's exactly what you want to see. Perfect. you know, on a new 6 months, you want to see that continuation to the upside. Yes, there can be dips down, right? There can be dips down into that candle or whatever. But if we go back to that weekly chart, what is this we're forming? Well, we are forming a weekly bullish apex. Now, if I bring you to when this happened on Uni, I posted in the group and I says any dips off this large candle down here are buying opportunities, because price is very, very likely going to want to move up into a pierce of the red and purple 200, meaning up here. You know, if we do get a further dip, buys on this are likely to be dips are likely to be buys, and that's 120% bounce even up to here. Now, if we just go to Uni here and see what I was looking at there, so you can this is a very old drawing down here when I put buys out down here for Uni, and it did run very hard. I think this thing was for a video possibly, but more recently is what I'm talking about. That's an old TA that must be saved on this chart. This one here, this break up here, I said that dips down into this green candle were buying opportunities, because price is going to later want to bounce up and move into a pierce of the purple 200 at least, right? I mean, I expect longer term this to go way higher, but as a trade, you know, I was posting in here and there was a 40-50% bounce. As you can see here, you know, any dip below the weekly and Uni look good buys. Good to set alarms at the lows, preparation for the next 2 weeks. But you can see now from this dip down in here into that area, which was down here, you can see that we got the move back up. So I think there's a good possibility that the same sort of scenario should play out here. I don't know how long it'll take, or I don't know if it'll be as bullish as Uni, but it does to me look like dips down in here should be buys that should hold eventually and move back up, even if that is on a new yearly candle that moves up to there. Now, this is the first target, in my opinion. Let's hope it doesn't hit your 0.40, right? There's always a chance on these. Sand is a lot more volatile than Uni, I would say. But for me, dips down here look like buys to move up into here as a first target. Now, if we're starting to get a bit of an alt season into next year, like for you, that would be 170% bounce or something like that. But then we have to figure out at the start of next year and into next year, are we getting an alt season? You know, we need to look for signs for that. So that's my thoughts in the near term. If it gets up there, let's see if the market is good and bullish and Bitcoin is holding and all that sort of stuff. But for me, this should not be topped out. There is it is topped in the near term, but the overall structure in the 6 month chart and the yearly chart and all suggests that dips are buys here to then go higher.